Okay, so before now, I'll say before the 2010, I started this project, like I said in one of my videos after the conversion. So I started this project last year, 2019, and you know, so more like I carried it over because there was no timeline, didn't give myself timeline, so I carried it over to, I started it January last year, so I carried it over to this year. So this year I added 2 more projects. So in other words, I had 3 projects that I started with this year with. And so one has been concluded. The second one, the one that is concluded is this one. So the second one is my 406 V6 stick shift. That one I'm doing a conversion on the braking system to make it more powerful. So I'm converting it to Brembo. So it's just mainly just one, more like an item, just one item to conclude it. I would have actually done it, but the item, it's not like the car can't work without it, but it would be very dangerous. The brake flexible hose is not a match. It will work, but it's not a match, meaning that it could burst. So I decided, no, let me do it right. I have no need of doing it haphazardly or making it unsafe. After all, it's for performance, so I have to be willing to do it right. Otherwise, there's no need for the conversion. So I'm yet to see the new flexible hose for that system that will work. But I've seen it online. You know, so probably one of these days I'll place the other and conclude the project. So the second one, the third one, which of course quite a number of people who are following me online, they know already. That's my 505 V6 project, which is more like an SN1A 505 V6 505 project. So it's still ongoing. At least I know I've assembled more than 50% of the engine parts. No, not assemble. I've gathered more than 50% of the engine parts needed to assemble the engine. You know, what I'm doing is to produce a new engine, not just it's not a rebuild. So everything, I'm gathering it, even the boat, everything is to be, you know, gather them together, then form a new engine or assemble, make it one brand new engine. And so far, it's been going so well. But of course, it also involves the transmission as well. So I'll be, like I said earlier in one of the videos or some of my articles on that, I'm buying a brand new OEM manual gearbox, 5-speed manual gearbox. I've already negotiated with that, so I'll be adding it soon, including the rear differential. So it's more like I'm transforming the car into a brand new vehicle. You won't call it brand new, but almost every mechanical, more than 50% mechanicals on the car will be brand new with OEM parts. So, meaning 2 projects remaining. Now, even while I was doing this one, I was doing these 3 projects this year. Another project came to mind. So, but instead of adding it this year, I kind of shifted it. I noted it as one of the projects I'll do next year. So it's not a 2020 project. What project am I talking about? Project 307 EW12J4 project. Now, for those people who probably don't know about this engine I'm talking about, it's a 2.2 liter petrol engine. you find mostly Peugeot 406, Peugeot 407, Peugeot 607, 807, quite a number of PSA vehicles. A very good engine. So I intended to get a 307 AC and convert it into it. Put an E12 engine in it. And I know it's not going to be easy, but I actually prepared my mind. I'm going for the so-called impossible stuff. That's what I do. And fortunately, someone else has even done it. About 2 people have done it. At least I spoke with one of the guys that did it in Europe. Forgetting the name of this country. It's not an English-speaking country, but the guy speaks English. So we spoke. He told me a few things he did. I was able to do that. Though it was not conclusive that time, but at least the car started running. So they still needed, especially the electrical part of the conversion. So we still needed to sort it out. And so that guy did it on even in 206. So, and I spoke with the person. In fact, the guy that did it is in UK. So I spoke with him and gave me some tips. So yes, I intended to do it. However, when I finished this one, when I concluded the transmission conversion of this Z9 V6, so I started thinking maybe I probably cancel the 3071 since I could do another one that have more power, that will give me more power than the 2.2, and that is a 471. Now I have 2 options. I've got 407 V6, that's what I'm talking about. But I'm kind of, I would rather do, I'm just tilting towards the coupe, 407 V6 coupe. That's where I'm kind of, I prefer the coupe than the saloon. So now I could easily just buy 407 V6 manual coupe, 6-speed V6 manual coupe. That's complete vehicle. I could easily buy it and won't have to do any conversion. Or I could buy the automatic one and then convert it to the 6-speed manual. Here is the deal. The automatic one is more available than the manual one. But you can still get the manual. Just that you have to be patient and then take your time to look for it. You find it is available, but not in Nigeria, as I'm saying. At least I've driven one here in Nigeria, but I've not seen any other one ever since. And I'm not sure the person will be willing to sell. So, but it's easy for me to probably just buy one that is factory. But then there's this joy. I don't know about other men, maybe they are, some other men we are built differently. But there's this joy that comes with, building something as if you are building something from a scratch, which is what I'm doing in my 505. So I will have more fun converting 407 V6 automatic, that's V6 coupe automatic, to the manual than just buying off the one that is already with it from you. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'll look for another vehicle, but I think I just zeroed my mind on the 307 because the 307, I just want more power. So, because my concern initially was, the reason why I never even thought about the 407 was, I didn't know how successful I was going to be on this one, to convert it to manual. So I just forgot about it and thought about 307. At least that one, I know the 307 is mostly about the injection system, to get it right. The mechanical won't really be much an issue, So I knew I could do that one. So that was why I chose it. But since I could do this one, and both the mechanical and the electrical is in perfect shape, it means, I mean, I could do another one which is similar to this, and that is the 407, and enjoy the same power that I'm enjoying here. So that's what is next. So this actually inspired me to even think about something bigger than what I had initially thought or planned to do. You know, I mean, honestly, sometimes when I see people who, especially men, let me talk about men, not necessarily people. When I see men who really don't get their hands greasy or oily or dirty. When I mean dirt, I mean just dirt, not actual dirt, depending on how you see it. As they get their hands dirty, you know, soil their hands, I just wonder, man, you are just wasting your manhood, your masculinity. Just a waste. You know, I don't know. Probably because of those of us that grew up with men. You know, I grew up in the East. We are, you know, tradition, everything is well valued. You know, you see we see men, and then as a boy, everybody is doing it, trying to create something. You know, be masculine. But here, almost every modern man you see now is more like an Indomie man. So men can't even a simple food, they can't even prepare food. Even the so-called Indomie, they can't even prepare Indomie. As there's this joy men derive when you just start a project. It doesn't matter whether it involves money or not. You know, to be creative, you just start off something. You know, I mean, sometimes because if I had to explain this thing to a man, then it means it's a failure. Because these are not something you need to explain. This is something I grew up with. Every man back then when I was a boy, or in the East, they do it. It's not about vehicle. You know, project is something you just start off. You see some men, they will start off, okay, they want to build a house. You know, it's easy maybe if they have the money to go and buy a house. But no, they want to do it as a project. You know, I have to shut this thing down. Hold on. You know, so they will start probably by producing, starting with a block. No, they will buy sand maybe this month. Buy white sand or the sand needed to do, you know, for the project. Heap of sands. They leave it, maybe next month or weeks later, they will buy bags of cement, maybe the most they can, you know. Then days or weeks later, they will call somebody to come inside their own compound or on the land or wherever to use it to mold blocks. After molding, they will get somebody. You know, it's a project gradual. You know, you just be wondering, you are supervising it, you are monitoring, you are involved. That's what I'm saying. You are involved. You are involved in the planning, the designing, everything. Whether you even have the knowledge or the technical know-how, it doesn't matter this time, because it's your own project now. All you need is you bring this person, you pay him off after. It's your thing. It's your creation. So, you know, be doing it gradually. After a while, you may do a foundation. You carry a foundation, then it waits. When you have money, you buy more sand and do this. You keep building, keep topping the block until you get to what's it called, lintel level or something. You know, you just keep doing until maybe the next 5 years or less or more. You just come one day and say, yes, this is my house. Yes, I did this. You know, it's just something every man back then. I mean, this generation of men now, this is all you see these days is just people who all they spend their time is just online. Everything they know is just keyboard. They just stay online. They are expert in everything. If somebody wants to start off a similar project, irrespective of which spheres of life or industry or whatever, you know, want to do something similar, they will immediately talk the person out of it. They will discourage the person, they will insult the person, they will tell the person you can't do it, it's not possible. They will tell him you are incapable of doing it. How dare you even make that, even to consider that? You know, these are the kind of men you have. People that can't even prepare their own food. It's to tell you how bad it is. You know, so I'm just encouraging men, start to be men again. This is what this project is about. I know I'm not telling you everybody start doing car projects. You know, we all have things that make us tick. You might think, wow, car project is useless. Why will you spend that's not what you don't know what makes me happy. So I don't know what makes you happy. It's up to you to find out. You have different things in life that makes us tick, that makes us even want to stay alive, to experience as many good things as you want. So you now know what it is. Start doing something. It doesn't have to be a money. Even if money is involved, don't put pressure on yourself. That's where people make mistakes. And they make this mistake when they let other people start dictating how they will do the project, by telling you this and that and this, and before you know it, you start giving yourself timeline. Forget about it. You see, the mistake people make is once you start telling a lot of people with the project you are embarking on, it becomes a mess. Because you don't want to. In that case, you now want to not to make a mistake. For example, you go online, you start up a trade that want to do this project and let people watch you. You now start doing it. You don't want to make mistakes so that they won't criticize you. So you start spending so much you would have done. Forget about whether mistake is your thing. Even if you do it at the end of the day, it's not perfect. Or it's not as good as maybe other ones people have done. People, whatever. You look at it, this is your creation. If you don't care, at least you learned something. You learned a lot of things while we are doing that. Next time you want to do it again, eventually it's not going to be as low quality as you did it before, because you've learned more than those Indomie boys who are online typing, who have never. You see a lot of these guys, the only car they've ever driven is keyboard. They will tell you how many, which car is faster, which car is not, which car has this power, which car. All they know, everything they know is about the keyboard, from the keyboard. They don't even know about how the car key or like Peugeot 407 or Peugeot 607 or Peugeot 406 look like. Or probably the only way that they know is when they search online and see the picture online. But they probably have never touched it in their life. They probably have never sat in the 607 seat behind the steering wheel. Yeah, they will tell you how horrible 607 drives. Yeah, they never sit. I mean, it's horrible what men will produce these days. It's very, very horrible. What can we say? You just have to be your own man and let other people wallow in ignorance and fade away. And they will just fade. So do your thing. So back to what I was talking about. I could easily get one. Maybe I may end up, because like I said, I have other projects that I'm doing, and tomorrow I may think of another project. I'm talking about car projects now. In fact, that's even where I'm more interested in. The other projects I could do, but right now I'm focusing on, I love, it's just what I love. Hate it, criticize it, define it however you want. It makes no meaning, because at the end of the day, one person is smiling, one person is happy. You are busy being with your critics and whatever. It's not me. At the end of the day, we are gonna one day close this eye and we'll open again, and you are gone. So, who now live the life he actually came to live? Who now live a fulfilled life, doing most of the things he could do, he wanted to do, he has the ability and the capacity to do during his lifetime? Yet you couldn't even do anything. All you do is you go online and be typing, try looking for who to discourage, who to condemn. You can't even say, point a finger and say you were able to do something like this. You did not just purchase, you did this, you design, you plan, you did everything, and you were able to create something as a man. At least that's what we are. We are creative. Look at the whole world. Look at everything, the world, everything that is created. You can touch, you can feel. all the technology you can see, because men sat down and thought and put these things into action. Masculinity, manhood is not about debating to convince. It's about action. Who cares who believes what you are doing, who doesn't? All you care about, you want to do this, put it to action when you are inspired to do it. However it comes out is irrelevant, because at the end of the day you feel satisfied. Whether it's 100% to your expectation or not is irrelevant. So I will encourage people to start off something. If you don't know what you don't necessarily need to be an expert on that particular field, or something you have so passion you want to do as a project. You don't have to be an expert. But when you start it gradually doing it, you get to enjoy it. At the end of the day, it becomes yours. It's just like somebody who, like I explained, built a house, starting off the way I did, bought a heap of sand. After a while, he called one person, he did block. He called this person, he did the foundation. He called another person, he did the roof. He was taking it gradually. At the end of the day, what he's going to do is just to look at the house and say, I built this house. That's how it is. It's a complete different thing that somebody who just will go and buy a house. The only thing the person can say is, I bought this house. But you built it. This is you. This is your creation. Doesn't matter whether maybe you got involved in one or two, but you took your time to select who even do it, who you trust enough that can do it. Even while they were doing it, they may do it the way you don't want. You say, no, get rid of that thing. Even if I have to spend more money to get it right, they swear that what you did, I don't like it that way, I want it this way, they will remove it. Even if the blog, come on. Like I said, if I get to explain this thing, then you are not really a man, because this is something, or maybe honestly you grew up in the wrong place. You need to, sometimes you feel, honestly, if people can grow up in local areas. I grew up in the east. It's not even so modern like that where I grew up, Oka and Enugu. Yeah, Enugu, you could say, but this is where I grew up, So all these things, traditional things, masculinity, the real masculinity, I'm not talking about this feminine definition of masculinity now that most men have become. Most men are more feminine than masculine. So when you talk about masculinity, the only thing about is femininity. So these things, you see men being men, doing things as guys, just start on whatever it is. It's going to be a fulfilled life. Your main reason for existence is not just to produce sperm and produce children. This is just that one is a natural thing. It's a natural thing. It's not something, and it's so, there's nothing so, I don't know how to put it. And it's not special about it. It's natural thing. For a man to produce sperm, enter into a vagina, and the child is produced. So even while you are doing that, because it's some of the things you want to do, you want to have family, you want to do, also think of something. These are the things I even learned from my father. Even though he was a family man, but you see how some things, he was very creative, doing certain things. Sometimes he even when we become distraction, he push us out and say, this thing, do not cause that. This is something private. I don't want you to tamper with this. Until probably there are some things will not show interest, he bring us together. Bring us closer to that project, and we'll get involved. I mean, there are so many things he put us to guide us. This is what it is. So that's the thing. So I likely going to do 407 V6 coupe projects to manual, because I already right now this thing actually taught me so many things. As in, I've learned a lot. Even though the money I was spending, some of the things I was buying that I wouldn't use, some of them now will even serve me on other project cars that if I want to convert to manual. Even if I end up not using them, they also learn so many things. Right now, converting no matter how complex the vehicle is, converting it to manual now, it doesn't scare me anymore. Because I know no matter what you do, it's possible. It's possible. You just have to. Mechanical parts is something you can figure out. The electrical part is now where you have to carefully know how to go about it so that the system will work. So nothing scares me anymore when it comes to when people talk about complex modern electrical vehicles. It's no longer a big deal to me. Thanks to this vehicle, thanks to this transmission, this is something I've not gathered, so which I also apply in other spheres of life apart from automobile. So I encourage you guys, don't listen. So if you want to do a project and it's not earlier, even when I did this one, I contacted few people that I knew that as also an expert, sought for not necessarily the opinion, their knowledge on how, if anybody have done it before, how easy and all that. So seek for such people in that field, experts that knows, not just go online and post it there and all the indomie men or males who invade there to start saying nonsense to discourage you. When anything they can achieve, they wouldn't want another man to to prove to them that they are wasting their time in life. The only thing they know about is what other men have produced. That's the best thing they could do. Anything they don't even, like I said, they can't even do their own food. They can't even enter kitchen and cook a food for themselves and produce whatever you want to call it. Cook something very good for them. Even the indomie itself, the simplest thing, they can't even do it very well. Everything, somebody have to do it for them. And they will come online and start telling you, you're not doing it right. No, you can't do it. You don't have the knowledge. No, you will fail. Go and contract it out. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Because everything about them is money. Once you have money, the whole world is on your feet. You can employ any hand to do anything for you. You're not supposed to touch anything once you have money. In fact, most of these men, even when you have today, if you have money, you're not even supposed to use your hand to lift food and put in your mouth. So you're supposed to pay somebody. You're supposed to just stay idle throughout your life as long as money is there. It's a failure to our ancestors. It's a failure to our grandfathers. What modern men have become. It's really, I grew up as an Igbo man, a typical one, and I the values I gathered, the culture. Not that I agree with all the cultures, but there's so many things that I understood why our forefathers, our grandfathers, great grandfathers, all those things, they put those laws or tradition, to build men to be men, guidance of the society. So many things. But now all you have are just indomie. I always use that word, indomie males. I won't even know what to call them. Is it men? Well, they are men, if you say that. Just that too feminine to even think of something, be creative. Apart from what they type, everything is now online. You talk one thing, they will go and search and start telling you they're already an expert on it. Even when they've never touched that thing, they don't even know how it feels. Yes, they're already an expert because of what somebody said somewhere or what somebody said the other place. So, because as long as they said it, as long as the 1 million or 5 million people said that, they may be saying the truth. So because of that, I also agree. Even though you have not tested it, at least it's that bad. So, so that's whatness for me. Let's see how it goes. You may end up not even going for the 407 VCs, go for something else or do whatever. But at least my next excitement is the 505 I'm doing, because it's going to be pure mechanical, everything mechanical. As in the idea that I have a almost like or near brand new mechanical vehicle in this modern time. It's even more exciting. So I wonder which one is even more exciting, that one or this one. But it's a choice I made. Try and make yours. There are so many old older cars now. 504 is there, 404 is there, 505 is there. You don't have to be a rich man. You could just buy one and gradually, even if it take you 2 years to build it up, you may not be using new parts. Once in a while, just have something that is not too flashy. because all these things sometimes make us less masculine when you start doing things feminine. So understand femininity is meant to be soft. So don't rush for all these things, because as you are doing it, you are losing your natural. Like I say, if I have to explain this thing, then I don't know. It means it's a problem. If I have to explain it to any man to understand what I'm saying, so that's the best I could do. All right.